It devastated us emotionally for weeks and weeks. It was really, really tough to deal with.
It was exhausting. It was, you almost feel defeated from the very beginning.
3 small businesses in a St. Louis suburb are fighting to keep their storefronts after the city wrongfully labeled them as blighted. Eminent domain abuse like this occurs when the government takes property, not for public use, but for private economic development. In 2005, the U.S. Supreme Court sanctioned this type of action, but the American people were appalled. In just a few short years, IJ convinced nearly every state to reform their constitutions and laws to prevent eminent domain from being abused. This included Missouri. But Brentwood thinks it has found a way around those reforms. Bob Story owns Feathercraft Fly Fishing, a business his father founded in 1955. He's rented the same building from the George family for 35 years.
If you look at their map of what their plan is, they want to tear this building down and build it right back. They just want a different building than this building.
After the city completed a multi-year project to upgrade the streets and prevent flooding, a major developer set its sights on Manchester Road. To try to accomplish its plans, the city wrongfully labeled 75 properties across 40 acres as blighted. Now, people who built successful and unique businesses and who weathered years of construction headaches are going to be forced out. Sisters Amy and Carolyn built Time for Dinner, a meal prep company. They can't imagine moving.
It's very daunting to think about having to move because of the quantity of specialized equipment that we have. I am afraid that it would overwhelm our budget to do that.
The Myers run Convergence Dance and Body Center. They chose their location because they wanted to be part of this community, and their lease includes an option to buy their building after 7 years. They invested more than $100,000 thinking they'd found a permanent location.
If we had to move, it would be a major financial impact, and we don't know really if we would be able to. It was so expensive to move from our previous location and the build out that we did here.
Feathercraft has been in the same place for decades.
We customized every inch of this building to fit the way that we do business, which is very unique. You know, it's not like picking up and moving an office, an attorney's office, say, or something like that.
The business owners had no idea that Brentwood designated their properties as blighted, which makes it possible for Brentwood to take their locations using eminent domain.
The blight designation, it just kind of slid in there.
Felt like we were hoodwinked. I think that there was no warning.
Things were really moving quickly here and kept very silent, almost purposely so.
I've done all of the taxes, paid all of the insurance, and had everything performed punctually. There was never any mailing communications about blight.
There are 2 problems with the city's blight designations. First, these properties are in good shape. They are loved and well maintained. They are not blighted.
It's in perfect condition. It has been in perfect condition. And I feel like it's a mechanism to just take control and do what they want with the land. If there are a select few buildings that didn't maintain their appearance or whatever, then enforce that with code.
The second problem is that Brentwood can't use eminent domain to take private property unless there's a legitimate public purpose. And the main purpose stated by the city is flood mitigation. But the city and state already spent $120 million doing just that.
While we have been here, this building has never flooded. And our landlord, who goes back to the early 90s, said that it's never flooded since he's been here.
It really upset us because my dad did a lot of work to begin with to make sure that this stayed out of the floodplain.
What the city is doing to the businesses is just wrong. They worked hard to build their American dream, and now they might lose it simply because the city thinks it can get more tax revenue from someone else.
So it's not just here in this little small Feathercraft building. It goes throughout the corridor and throughout Missouri and throughout the US. This wasn't what America was built on. Why are people incentivized to work hard and go to work every single day if it's going to be yanked away?
I mean, you know, how do you start over when you've done everything and you did it right? Like one location, a bigger location, small loan, paid it off, a bigger loan, paid it off, and then this happened, and I was like, I don't know that I can do this again.
Now, IJ is helping the business and property owners fight back and hoping to prevent any other city in Missouri from using bogus blight designations to take homes or businesses.
It's not right that we lose our place of business because Brentwood wants to make more money.
If Brentwood can take our property just by saying it's blighted, they can take anybody's property, and so can any other municipality.
We don't want to go anywhere. I want to be here for as long as I own this company. This is where I want it to be.
If we don't fight, then the next little guy gets stepped on, and the next little guy gets stepped on. I mean, someone has to at least try to stop it.